Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Brother Sean Brumfield.
I was just trying to know what he was saying.
It's the same every time. I try to be creative and I can't ever change it. Yeah, but this is Pulpit to the Pew, everybody. And we got Brother Jonathan Mitchell with us today.
Oh, hello.
And Brother Ryan.
Hey, everybody.
I wasn't used to you throwing it to me first. It's usually Brother Ryan then me.
Well, if I have the
just
same...
remember what the scripture says. He
First-
that is first shall be last.
That's fine. I come in last place anyway. I'm slow.
Speed-wise?
Yeah.
Physically.
Well, I mean, we could probably argue. I know for myself, I argue on both sides of that fence.
You're probably faster than me.
Maybe physically. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've done any running.
Listen, he was going to be a cadet.
Yeah, I remember the story, remember? He knew he wasn't going to fall when he picked up that dummy, and then he picked up
I
the dummy.
nailed
and
the floor.
Bam! Right on the ground.
Happy National Hot Tea Day, everybody.
Yeah.
It's also National Kiss a Ginger Day.
Yeah, Jonathan got excited.
It's also National Youth Day. National Pharmacist Day, Clean Your Desk Day. My least favorite of this is National Work Harder Day.
Never.
That's terrible.
However, it is also National Feast of Fabulous Wild Men Day.
Feast of Fabulous
Wild Men. Now, if you wonder where I get this from, I always look up on the Googs.
Mm-hmm.
National holidays for the day that this episode comes out. So this one caught my attention. I had to click on it to see what the description was. So essentially, Feast of Fabulous Wild Men Day celebrates men who are bold, adventurous, and a bit untamed. It's a playful nod to those who bring energy and excitement into our lives.
Yeah, that describes me perfectly.
These individuals might not follow the usual rules, but their charm and daring nature make them stand out. Whether it's their rugged style or fearless attitude, they embody a spirit that's both captivating and free-spirited. Now,
I don't
think you're
the
bold.
Holy Ghost.
I was going to say, I don't know that you're necessarily bold. You don't have a rugged style, and I know you're not fearless. So,
I'm not fearless.
no, I know you're not fearless.
I'm afraid of everything.
I have a certain...
I heard that little girl scream when that mouse got kicked towards you.
Wait, what?
Great.
Why have I never heard this story?
All right. So we're going to share this now, aren't we?
Maybe not some details.
Well, I will be as family friendly as possible.
But I will say, though, it was a scream like I've never heard before.
All right. So Ministers Conference is coming up, and this has happened at Ministers Conference.
No.
No, it happened at
PFYC.
Never
Yeah,
mind. Okay.
we were in the cabin.
You're right. I've never been to Ministers Conference. So while our first night in our cabin with all the young people, me, Brother Ryan, and Sister Becca and Sister Alyssa all stayed in the downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
We had a conjoining bathroom. So, like, when you go in, you have to, like, lock the other side door.
Yeah, so that was.
So you don't step in.
You're locking two doors.
Yeah.
So my wife and I were getting ready for bed, cleaning up and all that good stuff. My wife is sitting doing her hair or something, and I am getting out of the shower. And as I get out of the shower, this mouse decides to move. And like my wife, she said she's seen something fuzzy, but she didn't know what it was until it started running at her. And she screamed. Her leg got kicked up in the air, and it looked as if the mouse got kicked to me. And I'm just covered in a towel and screamed like
a little girl.
Probably.
I will tell you right now, Melissa's scream was probably 20 decibels lower than Sean's.
I would pay a lot of money
Look,
to hear that scream.
me and my wife are in bed. We've got everything scheduled, just, settled down. All the kids are in bed. We just get to the point to where we got service in the morning, so we're kind of dozing off and all that stuff. And you would have thought that somebody got murdered in the bathroom. Like I'm expecting Ghostface. You know what I mean?
I'm screaming.
I'm
but
ready.
to be fair, what am I going to do? Fall on this thing? To kill it? I'm thinking this thing's going to come up my toes and climb up the tree of a man that I am, and come and get me.
So
You think it's going to eat you?
So
It might.
Listen, I had to go through the cabin because it was so loud. We're in a 3-story that we were in the basement. There's up first floor, second floor.
Yeah.
I had to go through the entire cabin to tell everybody that there's nothing trying to kill us. Everything's fine. Brother Sean thought that he saw a mouse. And the reason why I say that is because we set a trap.
No, there was a mouse, Ryan. Don't be lying like that.
It was fake?
No, there was a real mouse there.
The only person that's seen this mouse,
And my wife.
she's seen something fuzzy.
No, she's seen.
That's
Dude, there was a mouse. 100%. The scarier part was that we tried to go after it. And
That's what I'm saying.
it went into this closet, which we assume was the water heater. And you go to hit the door and it's locked. So you can't even look in there.
what I'd say if I thought a mouse.
I will tell you this. Like I said, we set up traps in that bathroom, and there was never a mouse trapped.
I'll tell you this. I got a stronger stomach than Brother Ryan does.
It's not a competition.
No.
Yeah.
I would have done it. I do it all the time at home.
What? Done what?
So on the same trip, Brother Ryan and
This
Sister
is another
Becca
one you have to weigh
escaped.
your words.
Brother Ryan and Sister Becca leave us. Okay. They go out and do their own dinner thing.
Okay, so
And I
with that
take-
being said, somebody paid for me and my wife. They took care of their pastor, and they told us to go off and do something, just me and her.
Well, I didn't have to go.
That's
And
acceptable.
I have a youth pastor. Like I've done my stint as a youth pastor.
Yeah.
So that's
But anyways,
And you trust your youth pastor. You think
Exactly.
he's a competent, unless there's a mouse involved.
if there's a mouse involved, man, it's all hopefully men for themselves.
I don't care. I don't care who it is. If you are dripping wet and you barely got a towel and a mouse comes after you, you're going to scream.
Screaming,
Mostly because I didn't have glasses. I didn't know how big it was. I just seen a
screaming. It was the pitch.
whatever.
Your voice is deep. How high can your scream get?
Very high.
My voice isn't that deep.
It's not the okay.
Very high. I mean, we're talking falsetto here.
No, we're not.
I wish I would have been there for that.
I did not scream that high. It was loud.
Look, the
I'm a
windows
loud
were
person.
rattling. I mean, it was awful.
Did your glass of water on the
my
nightstand
glass of
crack?
water started cracking.
Because you could probably scream for a while. You got a bass there.
I will say, okay, so here's the deal. I will say I was cruel to Brother Sean because one of the bathrooms in the upstairs in the cabin got clogged. We didn't know it.
Well, hold on. Let's get. So,
Well, hold on. I'll set it up for you, and I'll be honest and say I would have done it. I've done it 100 times over, but like I said, I got a youth pastor for a reason.
right.
So the bathroom gets clogged. We don't know for how long.
So, all the young people want to go to. Oh, what's the name of that place? That catfish place down there.
Huck Finn.
Huck Fins.
Yeah,
Everybody
Huck
wants to go to Huck Fins. Everybody gets catfish
except for one.
except for one, and he got salmon.
and got sick.
Got
Who was the one?
super.
But
I
we'll
can't-
just leave it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Names have been changed to protect the young
Got
people.
it. I understand. To be honest, when you said one, I thought it was going to be one of you two.
No,
no,
I wasn't with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is when you had went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I was saying. He forsook us.
Okay, the context. I am now
And I took
involved in
them
the story
to. I took them to Huck Fins.
because that's where they wanted to go.
Yeah, and
Got
then
it.
we were out in the sun for a while, walking around, getting ice cream and all this stuff.
Got it.
So we made our own disaster. We get back. One of the kids
Got sick
gets sick.
Got it.
and
So
like gets legitimately
Really sick.
Yeah, yeah.
No doubt.
throws up a couple times into said clogged toilet.
Oh, so it's already clogged.
It's
before
already clogged before.
Got it.
Okay, so they come to me because he's sick, and I don't know if where you were at this point, but it gets brought to my attention because at this point now we're all back in the cabin, and so I'm talking to him, and said young person.
I think I came with you because I just didn't know what to do.
Not at this time. Not at this time. This time because the first time they got sick, it was in
I may have been
the bag.
Yeah.
That was, I think you might have been outside, and then he got sick again. So anyway, it's brought to my attention that said toilet is not flushing. Oh. And so I said, I asked
everybody.
Well, first off, I asked this individual if, like, because I'm thinking, you've got major issues if you clogged the toilet after getting sick, right?
Yeah.
So I asked, I was like, you clogged the toilet. So what's in? Is there something in there? And he said, only salmon.
And not just that he said not only salmon, but he took his hand and he went, salmon.
Also, like this, only salmon.
So he did the motion.
So I was like, okay, buddy. I was like, do me a favor. You're there in the restroom now. Can you see, is there any plunger? And I'll check the other bathroom.
He's like totally fried from throwing up. So he really doesn't. We should. More than likely,
there was no looking. And unfortunately for me, I know better, but I took his word for it. But at this time, I've got it in my mind. There was a couple other things that happened because I ended up having to change a plug on an outlet. I had to do that because they had a plug in the floor, like right where the chair was, and it got stepped on and the plug broke inside the outlet. It was like the whole dad mode came in on me.
And in your trade,
so,
too, where you were in your trade.
So I'm dealing with this, and so now I'm like, we got a sick kid. We trying to figure out what we're going to do there, and so I'm like going through the other bathrooms. Well, I can't go into the one because it's in one of the sister. We had one of our sisters go to with us, and that's like that was her bedroom. So I'm not just going to go in there. So
Absolutely.
I knock on the door and I'm asking her. She can't find one. We go downstairs. We can't find one. That mysterious closet probably had it, but I'd say the mouse ran off with it. It's like, he's going to need this, so we'll just.
Absolutely. It was the mouse's fault for sure.
Anybody need a new youth pastor?
So
I pastor a lot.
So we go with that. Okay. So now we've got all these young people. We were going to take them out to do a youth thing.
Yeah.
And so I talked to Brother Sean and I say, listen, luckily this individual's parents came. We were able to get him
with the
parents. And, not to say the least, he got sick a couple more times before we were ever able to do that. But at this time, it's kind of getting late. So he's like, let's just go. We'll mess with this later. We'll go. We'll do what we want to do with the kids because they deserve that. We'll get him to the parents. And then once it's all said and done, we'll go to Walmart and we'll buy a plunger. Well, we forget, at least I forgot, that
you need to buy a plunger?
No, it wasn't so much that.
We lost track of time.
We lost track of time because we got competitive during putt-putt. And was it doing putt-putt till 12:30 in the morning.
That's relatable.
Because we are really responsible church leaders.
I would be that competitive.
Okay.
And we had people going down the roller coaster mountainside.
It's true.
So it was like, it was chaos and it was nothing but
you were doing stuff on the Pigeon Forge Strip and lost track of time and had fun.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So we get in the van.
I was doing what was in my job description. I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I was.
He was supervising.
I was there.
You were supervising.
He was like, "This is how you be a youth pastor." I think
you were supervising.
I said, I looked down. I was like, "I think I got this down. Like, I'm pretty good at this. I'm good at being childish."
So, me and him were riding in the same vehicle. The women are riding in the vehicle. We get in, and I sit down, and I look at the time, and I said, "Oh, Sean," I was like, "We didn't get a plunger." and everything is closed.
Including the Walmart there?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Walmart's
Oh, yeah.
closed at 11 now.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah,
the one
since
in-
COVID.
Not the one in
At least in Pigeon Forge it is, yeah.
Yeah,
not the
well,
one in Hebrew. I
the
don't
one
think
up-
Hebrew one closes, but that's
The one up by my house even closes at 11. They've never picked back up to 24-hour. So now what are we going to do kind of kicks in because we can't let this sit all night long. That would be awful.
yeah, that'd be
Right?
Yeah.
So I was like,
that
all right.
mouse would
we'll
be
go-
repulsed.
I was like, we'll go up there. We'll take a look at it and we'll try to figure something out. So
Well, we get in there.
brother
And
Sean
then
gets in
his-
front of me.
No. We get there. And his son Caden gets up at the top with a plunger. He goes, "There's a plunger here."
Yeah, that's right. Caden did find it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And,
we could have took care of it the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, like I said, I take that blame. I should have looked myself, but I was too busy
I'll
trying
let
to
him
do all
take
this
that.
other stuff. I'll take that blame. So listen, okay, this is years of I've done this so long now. So we start and we're walking together, we're talking, laughing, whatever. So we go, and as we turn the corner, Sean just happens
Listen,
to be the first
hold on.
one to start getting on the
Wait.
steps.
I just did what every good preacher's caddy would do, and just go ahead and trust that he's going to be behind me, right?
Well, I was
Right?
for
He
the
was.
first four
Not
steps.
only behind me, became below me, and then was gone.
I wasn't gone. I just stopped.
Yeah.
I just stopped walking up the
Well,
steps.
you were out of
And I'm
view.
assuming the reason why there was a stop was the
Well, he was already
He
heading
didn't
up
want to
there.
deal with it.
It was a small toilet. We didn't both need to be up there in that bathroom.
I'm going to tell you what, it was not a small toilet. And what in it was not small either. I get up there.
Needless to say, it gets fixed.
Well, I get up there, and if you have a soft belly, you may want to skip.
Now,
about-
leave out details.
No. I'm going to get into the details because it's necessary. I get into it,
Can I
And-
skip ahead?
and I start plunging the thing. I do okay. For a while.
Until what's clogging the toilet breaks the
Until-
surface.
One turd nugget comes up and it literally rolls over the top of the plunger. And then once it broke that surface tension, the smell, which is only a trick of the enemy, is how bad it was. It was so disgusting.
Oh,
And I'm sitting there fighting it. And I looked like a medieval swordsman going like this,
Oh, dude.
like going down. I had
I'm
one
telling
hand
you.
up with a shield.
I will say this right now.
I'm pressing the fast forward button right now.
I wish that I had it on video.
Oh,
Because he literally was plunging that toilet as far
I'm
away
like
from
this,
the
John.
toilet as he
I'm
could
like this. I'm
possibly
like-
be. Yeah. He was Zorro.
I'm trying to get rid of the splashback. And the whole time going,
Needless to say, his very supportive pastor was laughing his head off.
I got down and he's on his back laughing. He's I thought I had to go to the emergency room. He's laughing so hard.
oh
We've never told you this story.
no,
That's probably why. The soft tummy.
that is foul.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh, that's foul.
It was nasty is what it was.
And that's when God told me I wasn't meant for youth pastoring. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the toilet got fixed. So did the plug. And he survived to tell a tale, and we're able to laugh.
And
about
you
it.
fixed the plug, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he.
Yeah. And we
handled-
laughed about it. It was fun.
What an interesting youth trip that was.
Yeah, that's the right word for it.
It was fun.
Wow, that's where do you even go from there?
Roto-Rooter.
You want to actually know something funny though? Look, you know what? I was laughing.
Aside from everything else we just told.
Well, look, so we're on trips to Tennessee. I don't know if I told this. I may have told it. I don't know. It's been a while. So you know what? I respect you and I care about you enough to join you on your island of high-pitched screams
Okay.
on a trip to Tennessee. So I was probably 12 years old, 12 or 13 years
Hold
old.
on, wait a minute. You're going to liken a
I-
12-year-old scream
That's
to
true.
an adult
I'm trying to help him out. Yeah.
man
Yeah.
scream.
It was not a high-pitched scream. Oh, my goodness.
Okay. Based on your reaction.
It was
that's
loud. It was very, very loud.
Okay,
I will
so
not.
listen. It was loud enough. Like I said, I thought somebody seriously got hurt. Like, you know, I wasn't going to come barging in the bathroom, but if that was what was going to take to save his life,
I'll
would've done it.
listen.
I
I'll
would've
admit,
had to.
I screamed as if I had got shot or stabbed.
yeah, really.
Okay. Yeah, I did.
Now it was,
but it was not girly.
it was a little high pitched.
No, it wasn't. Oh my goodness.
Well, later, let me
Get
join
me
you
fired
on
up
this.
here.
Like I said, I was an adolescent, so I guess you're right. You really can't compare.
No,
an
you can't.
An
I'm a
adolescent.
leader of adolescence, so it counts.
But I'll tell you my story. So we were on a family
This is
vacation,
my story.
and it involves a cabin, a cabin in the basement.
Okay.
So we had a
Find
hot
a mouse.
No. So I actually have a fear of spiders because of this incident.
Okay.
So I was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We were in a cabin in the woods, and my room where I was staying was in the basement. I had got out of the hot tub, and I was going to change clothes into my pajamas because it was time for going to bed. And our suitcase, we don't unpack and put stuff in the drawers. We just keep it in the suitcase and do
Yeah.
that.
I get that.
So I had picked up my suitcase where my clothes was. And at this point, it's just my swimming trunks and me. That's pretty much the extent of it. I had pulled it, and I guess there was a spider, but I'm getting my clothes out. And then all of a sudden I feel something, and it's crawling up my stomach. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the kind of spider it was, but it was every bit like the double stuffed oatmeal cream pies for size reference, that big around.
Double stuffed.
And it was,
Oatmeal.
That boy is thick.
Are you sure it wasn't Oreo?
no, it was,
You're like oatmeal cream pie, man. That's like a saucer.
well, that's what I'm saying. That it's in my mind. That's how big it was.
Double decker moon pie.
That's how big it was.
This thing was like a frying pan coming up at me. I couldn't see it. I didn't hear it.
And all of a sudden I look down, and on my stomach is crawling this spider.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like in the old TV shows, old cartoons, when the wives would see a mouse and they jump up on the chair and start smacking every part of their body, that was me. I saw, and I hit every part of my body. I was shrieking because that thing was, I knew I was dead. It was going to kill me and eat me. And it was it's the biggest spider I'd still to this day I've ever seen in my life.
So, do you want to know what's going through my head right now?
What?
Little Miss Muffet sat on top of it eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her.
It terrified me.
I got us scared.
And I'm around. So but since that, so I jumped and screamed and yelled and hollered and smacked every part of my body. And I killed that spider 15 times over. When I got on the ground, I stomped and stomped and stomped and stomped and stomped.
You
and stomped.
varmint.
Yeah. If I had a gun, I'd have shot it. If I had a gun, I'd have shot it.
I have one of adolescence that I don't know if I've told on here or not. One time, I don't know, I was probably 10 or 11, and mom and dad liked to go camping, but we never had a camper that had a bathroom in it, so we had to use the public restrooms that are always like
The stalls. Yeah. They're
gross, you know?
Oh, that's an adventure.
Oh, in itself,
Yeah.
beyond what I'm getting ready to tell you. So you already got that in your mind. Well, I am sitting on the commode, using the commode, and I look down, and in my pants, there's a pincher bug that I am not kidding was like 6 inches long before the pinchers and 2 or 3 inches wide. And I'm sitting there just panicking. Like, this thing's going to get me, okay? And I'm like, Dad, you got to get this thing. Oh, it can't be that bad, Sean. And I open up the stall door, and he's just like, yikes. Like, I couldn't believe how big it was. So my dad ripped my britches off of me with my tennis shoes still on, and just like, pow, 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 like, what's it? You know, like took like a rug doll, and like beat the thing all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Do you have any stories of you being screaming?
None that I can think of, no.
It's because you're such a burly, masculine man.
No, in all honesty, like I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of one.
I don't. What is it about small animals like that freak us out?
They have a mouth that could bite you.
Everything has a mouth that can.
Yeah.
I will tell you a thing that I don't like is I hate birds.
Yeah, I learned that one too when we had the bird in the church.
With a passion. I hate birds.
That's another one that I heard that he screamed.
Why birds?
I didn't scream in the church.
Why
No,
birds?
not in the church.
Why? Why do you hate birds?
because they have a mouth and they can bite you.
They can fly and they can get you and peck your eyeballs out.
I think you have an irrational fear there. I think
It's a birdophobia. Actually, the one that scares you the most is a shoehorn bird.
I don't know what that is.
They're the ones that that are like 4.5 feet tall, or the shoehorn showbill or something like that. But they can like make machine guns with their beak.
Yeah, the only time that you ever see it is in the zoo.
Yeah, and that thing when it flops, and it's ridiculous.
You had been terrified in my house a couple months ago. Did I tell you that story about the turkey vultures?
Turkey vultures or whatever. They don't.
Well, no.
Dude, turkey vultures are disgusting.
Yeah,
I had.
I'm not. It's like our localized like big birds. I'm not scared of. It's like the crows and stuff like that.
I had. I think it was 17
Parrots. I don't do parrots either. That's unnatural.
Really?
Yeah.
because they can talk.
Yeah, they shouldn't talk.
I had 17 turkey vultures on my house, and I'm not exaggerating.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
That's crazy.
I think you sent me a picture of it.
Yeah, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I live in a city. I mean, suburb of a city, but like there was 17 turkey vultures, and my wife sent me that picture, and I'm like, is something dead somewhere?
It's bad juju.
Oh, my life in a nutshell is fine. But no, I went home because I'm like, there's got to be something dead. Because they're not on any other house. They literally sat on top of my house. There was 17 of them. And I literally, when I got home, I'm on my lunch break. There wasn't as
That
many.
reminds me of a Stephen King book,
I don't know.
I never did read any of those.
Yeah, I don't need
The Sparrows.
Yeah, I never read Stephen King stuff.
No, I didn't read it. It was on a monitor.
Pictured radio.
Yeah.
So, but when I got home, I looked all over my yard for something dead. There was nothing dead. And there was just 17 turkey vultures. And the gross part, though, is when they were left, you seen white streaks.
Yeah, that's gross.
And it was like, come on, man.
Birds that don't scare me. Chickens don't scare me.
Chickens are disgusting.
I will carry.
They sure do taste good.
I will carry a chicken. You can paralyze a chicken without breaking anything on its body. If you take your hand, place it on its beak, and pull it apart, it'll just go. It'll just flop over. Or if you take its head and hide it under its wing and just flip it over, it'll fall asleep as well.
How do you know that? Oh, yeah, you were doing research. You were supposed to.
I've worked on a farm.
I didn't know that.
Just
Yeah.
throw something at it, knock it out.
I can wring a chicken's neck too. And ow. Yeah, but I don't know why I said ow. That didn't really hurt.
It's just a natural
It's
reaction.
just a natural
Yeah.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Oh, I opened up the door the other day and I slammed my elbow into my computer and it's still kind of sore.
Was it funny?
Skin.
Did you laugh?
No, it went. Look. Actually, cut skin.
But you didn't laugh?
No.
Where's your Hello Kitty Band-Aid?
I ran out of those. I had to use G.I. Joe.
Had to use G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Go, Joe.
I had a Paw Patrol Band-Aid on and I got made fun of because of it. But
Paw Patrol's cool.
And you would not put a Band-Aid on your child the other day after he smashed his toe.
he magically thinks, no, he thinks he'll go like this. He'll hit his hand and be like, oh, I need a Band-Aid. And I'm like,
Every kid needs that. There's not a child in this world that doesn't go
but
through
why do
a
they
phase.
think that? Why do they think? Because as soon as you put the Band-Aid on, it's like,
placebo.
Because a Band-Aid covers a boo-boo. And if it hurts, it's a boo-boo. So therefore, it needs a Band-Aid.
Yeah. So there was this kid I grew up with that he got headaches all the time. And so instead of giving us medicine, his mom said, I'll give you some headache water. So all she do is just take regular water, put it in a special cup. Yeah, and guess what happened? His headache magically would go away.
Placebos can work. You can do
That
stuff like
I
that.
know for a matter of fact that works.
Yeah. But that's what the Band-Aid is to little kids. It took me a long time to learn that too, though.
I understand it, but it's just like,
My thing was, I had 4 kids. So when we actually needed legitimately a Band-Aid, we never had any.
Yeah.
But when we didn't need them, they're plentiful.
It got to the point to where, so my little girl, Kennedy, or Brooklyn, my other little girl, Brooklyn, when she got hurt this last go around, this was when she broke her pinky, and she got hurt, and they had to take care of it, and she ended up having to have surgery and all that stuff. Every doll that she owns, every stuffed animal that she owns got put in a cast. Like everything. Barbie dolls, stuffed animal dogs, all that stuff. Something broke an arm and it was getting wrapped in stuff. You know how many Band-Aids I went through for the
Or ace
stuffed animal?
bandages.
No, she didn't do that. A lot of times it was just like paper, and she would tape it up and put it on there, and then she'd draw on it, or paper towels, or something like that. But
Can I just point out something really funny about this episode? We started out talking about this as like a national men's holiday.
yeah.
Well,
So-
no, but we've talked about screaming like girls, boo-boos. It's the most least masculine thing.
I was going to say about the placebo thing. It's like when you work too hard, you're like, I got to drink like 6 Monsters. They don't really help, but
They give you a heart attack.
well, yeah. But I don't ever drink that many, but I know some people that do.
I can't drink that many energy drinks. It messes with me.
I watch you drink energy drinks.
I said I can't drink that many.
Oh. I thought you said I can't drink any energy drinks. I'm like, dude.
No, I can drink them.
Mike, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like,
I have recordings of you drinking them.
Yeah, we have, there's episodes of me having an Alani and a Monster.
Yeah, that's true.
So don't you say stuff like that. No, so the thing about this is when I looked up these national holidays, I scrolled a little farther than I normally do, and it says that January is Manuary. So it's not just that like January 12th is that feast of the wild men or whatever the case may be, but the month of January is supposed to be quote unquote Manuary. Okay. So
Bring back masculinity.
yeah, but I was reading this more, and it's not necessarily talking about masculinity.
What was it talking about then?
Growing out your beard. It's quite literally that's all that this whole article, how to celebrate Manuary. And so there's 2 ways that you can celebrate Manuary according to this article. Okay? The first way is grow out your beard, your facial hair. Whatever. All that stuff. And they give you like 100 things that you could do to make that worthwhile, like a beard growing contest or all that stuff, right? So if you don't do that or you can't do that, the other thing that you can do is you can watch movies featuring epic beards. And they go through a list of movies. So let's say now you don't do
Ethic
that.
beards?
Epic.
Epic.
Epic. I was like, what's an ethic beard?
Did I say epic?
No, you said epic.
Oh,
no.
okay. All right.
I just
Good.
misheard you.
I was just making sure that, look,
I heard you.
Sean goes to my church. He knows there's things I can say that I don't know that I
No,
say. So it's-
I've been a part of the podcast long enough. I understand that.
So if you can't do any of that, here's another way to celebrate Manuary. Raise awareness for cancer.
Oh, that's good.
I think it misses the point of what, if you're going to call it Manuary.
You got to be masculine. You got to
it's
talk about
it's
masculinity.
a masculinity deal,
But that's the thing is beard is a form of masculinity. A lot of people think
well, not today.
Not really, but
I mean, it can be. I'm not going to get into all that
Yeah.
discussion about.
Listen, when
We're
you
not
got a
gonna
dude
hit
that
any
grows a beard and has a hair bun,
yeah.
there it goes out the
yeah,
window.
yeah.
No, yeah, I get
He
you.
drives a van with a peace sign on the front of it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I get that, but there's a lot of like our military, like special forces. A lot of those guys that are like the Navy SEALs and all them. A lot of which they can't anymore because of our Secretary of Defense, which is fine. I'm okay with it. But they would always. I watch a lot of podcasts with those guys, and a lot of them have the big beards, and they're tall and strong, and they're killers. They're special forces. So that's what I mean. When I wasn't thinking of like the hippie with the man bun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole masculinity in the shape of a beard thing today just
Doesn't fit.
Back in the day, like way back in the day, yeah, that would be true.
That dude's a biker.
But you
He's a
don't
lumberjack.
you don't see that today.
Yeah.
Masculinity goes a whole lot deeper than the
Features.
beard. And all in reality, like I was just poking fun at Brother Sean because it's a fun story to tell and stuff like that. He didn't break any windows or shatter any glasses and stuff. We've all screamed at something.
You were being facetious.
But at the end of the day, like I do think that there's a crisis
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
with that in the church, especially, as a whole, talking to somebody, you'll find that a lot of times when you go to church, it's men are outnumbered by women, almost 2 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a horrible thing. It was always the man's role to be the provider, to be the man,
even to be the spiritual leader of his house,
right? The protector and all that stuff. And we're living in a day where being a man is an offensive thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm never going to apologize that
Nope.
I am who I am. I embrace the role. I don't go around and there's another definition of a man too. I've heard several people get up there and say, I'm the man, I'm the one that controls my home and all this stuff and everything like that. It's more than a statement.
Absolutely.
Action. It's all action. It's how you are.
Yeah.
Right. It's what you're supposed to be. Strong men create strong churches, strong men rooted in Christ, obviously, all of that is. But strong men create strong leaders. They create strong young people. When you take them out of the equation, you're losing a lot of what God had planned. So yeah, I think it is something, you bring awareness to masculinity as a whole. I do think it's something that, we should all be aware of. I tell young people all the time, we're living in an electronic age, right? So a lot of game systems, a lot of stuff like that. These things right here garner a lot of attention and stuff. And what you end up doing is you got young men, and I don't say this as like I've never went hunting, and I'll probably lose a whole lot of people. I've went hunting one time in my life, okay, and I got shot at. So that was the end of that. It was just never anything that I was raised in. But I go fishing. I used to go hiking in the woods. I go camping all the time. There's a lot of things that I do. I'm a mechanic. I work on electricity. I do all that stuff. Like, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I'm not afraid to do something. I'm not afraid to, muster up what little bit of courage that might need to go if I am afraid of something, to take care of my family, all of that stuff. But man, we're living in a day where even young men don't know how to do 90% of that stuff. They're losing. If we're not careful, we're losing. I do think it's an epidemic, the role of a man.
Well, it's not just that, but I think one thing I think that is a necessity to be a man is that to see a need or a desire or a way that you want your household to go, and then to just not do everything you can to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So they lose that fire. It's kind of like, I hate asking for help, and if something goes on in my house, the last thing I'm going to do is ask for any help. I'm going to YouTube it, figure it out,
Right.
do whatever it takes to find it. Whether it's putting in a new drain, try to change sockets, whatever it takes. And I feel like that men just don't know how to do that anymore. It's just call somebody to come out and check it out, or
get your hands dirty, get your clothes dirty. There was one day I was working at a job site.
Zorro a toilet.
It was there was one day I was working.
It worked.
I was working on a job site, and I was the helper on this particular job site, even though I had, with what we were doing, more experience than the other individual. It was his job. So when I'm put on somebody else's job, I'm not in charge. I'm just, what do you need to do and all that stuff. So we're hanging panels, we're doing all this stuff, and I'm like literally rolling on the floor in the dirt, drilling holes in these panels and all that stuff. I've been there on the job site for like an hour and stuff like this. And this guy comes rolling in like an hour late and all that stuff. And while I am laying down on this dirty floor and I'm drilling, I've sweated through my clothes 3 times over, and it's not even an hour's time in the day. He comes up to me and he says, I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't have any clean jeans. That was his reason why he couldn't be at the job site on time. Okay, whatever. I don't think that's true. I think you just didn't want to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning. But hey, who am I to judge, right? But then he said these words to me. He said, I will not get dirty today. These are my good jeans. and I am not getting dirty. As I'm literally laying in the floor covered in metal shavings and dirt and all that stuff, and I just look at him and I say, well, then you better get out of my face, man, because I've not been here an hour.
I'm getting ready to torture you.
You know what I mean? Like you're going to get dirty if I've got anything to do about it. And get dirty. Go out there, work. Don't watch somebody else do it. You know,
I think the thing that bugs me to death is how this world wants to take away traditional roles.
Oh,
you know, like when I look at the boys and all they do is sitting there and, you know, just playing on their phone the whole time. And you ask them to go out and do something, they're like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Yeah.
Or the girls are the same way. They want to do, you know, like last year. I think it was last December. I think it was right after Christmas. Brooklyn came in with a baby doll, and I was like so happy to see her with that baby doll because I hadn't seen one in that church in like forever since I've been there. Yeah, and like to be able to see that, okay, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be a mommy. There's nothing wrong with wanting to come up and be a dad and, you know, do all these kinds of things that God had created you to do.
Well, and I think if you want a contributing factor is the divorce rate in broken homes. So you were talking a little bit, and I'll get personal. A lot of that stuff that the traditional masculine man, I'm not afraid to get dirty and I'm not afraid to learn, but I don't know how to do those things because I was raised by a single mom. So the father was absent in my life, that traditional masculine, hey, let's go work on a car together. Hey, let's go fishing. Hey, let's go do this. It's not my unwillingness to go do it. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. But I think part of the problem with the generation that's coming after us as a whole is because the father has been removed.
Correct. You're not wrong in that. That is absolutely 100% correct. The role model to young people, especially in today's day,
is the influencers.
But the other thing about it too is it goes beyond the father not being present.
Yeah, just the home.
The world in itself has downgraded the importance of the father role actually being the masculine men. Most, which I don't have cable, I don't do anything.
Every show stuff. The dad is an idiot.
Most new stuff, the dad's the idiot. He's the laughing stock. What he says doesn't matter. He's stupid. All this stuff, and it's ran by a very powerful, domineering mother. Thank you to all single moms that raises children.
Absolutely.
Outside. Look, mothers have a job. My wife raised 4 children. She did things that I cannot do. I'll be the first to tell you that. But at the end of the day, it wasn't stuff that God made
the role
me
it's been given
to do. We handle things differently. And it's not that I'm involved in my kid's life. There's a lot of things that I do and I help my wife out, stuff to that nature, because that's what we do. But at the end of the day, God created these roles. It's biblical. Right?
Absolutely.
If you look at it, that masculine role, that male role model, that is a huge thing. But it stems though even deeper than just them not being there. It is portrayed that it is wrong or bad or horrible, or if you're this person, look, you're just a bumbling idiot and there's nothing else to it. But it messes with the whole thing. I can't remember what it is. I wish I knew the numbers, but I looked it up. Statistically speaking, if you go to a juvenile detention center and you look at tweens, which isn't even the teenage years, you're talking 10, 11, 12, okay? It is well above 75% of them that are in that area have no dad present in their life.
Absolutely.
They're missing that leadership, that role model, whatever the case may be. If we get back to that masculine role and we have men that are willing to say, you know what, I'm not just going to sit here and let it just go by, not be whatever. I'm going to do what God created me to do. I'm going to be the role. He made me a man. I didn't have a choice in that. Right? When I was it's not like I was up there saying, "Hey, I'll be a guy." You know, he created me. He made me the male figure. He's given me my family and all that stuff. It's up to me to choose that I'm going to take that role on and do it biblically. So, young people, any young men that's out there and you're listening, put the controllers down. If you go outside, look at the sun.
Yeah.
Throw a rock at each other.
Don't be scared to research what you need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I go out and change my oil, I still double check and make sure I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's
especially like these newer cars and stuff. It's not like the old cars where everything is the same.
Yeah.
It used to be every car, your oil filter's on the bottom.
Right.
Well, now my oil filter's up on top.
yep,
Right.
it's on the top of the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nicer.
Yeah.
But I forget every time I go to there, and I'm like, where is that? And then I'm like, oh,
And
it's
that's
up there,
the
it's
thing
up.
is you do have to do that. And there's a saying that was rolling through my head. This is something: hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. And I think what has happened, because if you look at the fabric of the nation, I mean, I think we're in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
But there for a while, we were on a downward trajectory. And I think it's because of, there's so many people that look down on, those gritty, those blue collar works, like they're above those jobs. And they're like, we're too good for those. And that's just not the case. Those guys that built, I look back at like who built the nation and who built the country, who built the railroads, who built the buildings. They were all on the backs of strong dudes that were doing their job, that were going and working as hard as they could and putting their lives on the line for their families because they had to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what this world and our country, and specifically strong men, that, because like you said, culture has made the men the laugh track.
Mm-hmm.
The dad is the laughing. He's the comedic relief. And that's not the intention that God had. God put men to be in charge as strong, confident leaders. And does that mean you're confident and you're always going to be right all the time? No, that doesn't mean it. But you're still supposed to lead, and you're supposed to let, and your wife is there as a support system, but she's supposed to be able to rely on you. And when something needs taken care of, or like you were saying, if something were to come against my family, I'm going to do everything I have to protect my family. That's going to be my goal. That's my role. And that's what we lack, is those guys that are willing to say, that are so willing to just throw it all away and say, I don't want to deal with it. And I think that's really where we need to get back and let masculinity. And I know people say toxic masculinity. I hate that buzzword. I think it's dumb, but
Well, I mean, there is a such thing as
yeah.
toxic masculinity.
but it's
I think that's something.
but even traditional masculinity is looked as toxic.
They are changing.
That's what I'm
what
saying.
toxic masculinity is.
Yeah.
And that's something that that's a whole nother topic in itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as when I think of toxic masculinity is the guy who goes out and he works 60 hours a week and then goes straight to the bar, gets drunk, comes home, beats on his wife, beats on his kids. That's what I think of as
Well, I also
a
think
ton
that
of that.
even if you don't go into as depths as drinking and
beating his wife.
just the fact of thinking that you're my wife, you're the woman, you're supposed to serve me and do everything.
Yeah,
that
that's
I
not
say
the way.
and all that stuff. There's a whole lot into that, and I do think that toxic masculinity is one of those things. The other thing too is we can't define masculinity as something as a strong physical bearing presence either, because the masculine role is a man who is spiritually in tune with God, with what God has for his house, a leader that's not afraid to make decisions, that's in the Word of God, that loves his family. I mean, a lot of people they try to throw out like the whole women aspect of it. You hear that a lot in churches, what, women are to, they are the keeper of the home and all that stuff. Men are the leaders of the house. But when God breaks down what a man is supposed to be, that husband and that father, it's a person who should know the Word of God. It's a person who loves his family like Christ loved the church.
So much so that he gave his life for it.
So there's a whole lot of depth to that. Masculinity also goes beyond, I want to get my hands dirty and I want to do this and I'm not afraid to work. It also is individuals who are firmly rooted and grounded in church in a relationship with Christ. They know the Word of God. They're praying, they're fasting, they're teaching and training their children.
And will stand up for the belief.
They are they're loving their wife like they love themselves. They don't abuse. They don't misuse. They don't look. If a husband loves his wife like the scriptures tell us to, the wife doesn't have issues being under the husband. The Bible, when it lays this out, if people are doing their gender roles, it works perfectly. It's in unity. It's in harmony. So when we talk about all this stuff, I can go out and move a boulder all day long if that's what it's going to take to be considered a man. But if I'm not doing the spiritual aspect of it, I'm still not any more of a man. I'm just a physical presence. So there's a whole lot there. So young men, get out, play, do that. But get into the Word of God. Sure up your foundation. Young fathers, teach your children, play with your kids, be that role model for your family, that your family doesn't have to worry about what's coming up next, or are you stable enough to be able to be the leader? It's not just a title or a word or a statement. It's all action.
One of the greatest things for the masculinity is, I can always remember my dad coming home, even though he was tired, when we were little, and especially on the weekends, like we had rescue heroes. I don't know if you guys remember those or not. Mm-hmm. So, they were depicted as big, burly, strong guys who had, I don't want to say just manly jobs, but in a way that's kind of how they were. Right. They were.
There were the police officers,
police officers, firefighters, all that. Public servants, all that kind of stuff. Construction guys, and he would come home and he would make these like, I can't even describe it to you, like skyscrapers and stuff from boxes, and like hang yarn from one building to the next, and like we had stuff that we could play with. I mean, like just being there, that presence there. That's the key part of being masculine. Is, are you going to be able to maintain work life, home life, church life, and be successful with it?
Yeah,
I
was very blessed. My dad, most of everything I know to do, I know how to do it because my dad took time to show me. And it goes beyond changing brakes, changing oil, doing electrical work, hanging drywall. He taught me all that stuff. But he also sat me down when he wanted to get me involved in the ministry. And he said, okay, this is a funeral. I'm going to have you help. And he broke out how to do that. He taught me how to pray. He taught me how to deal with people and all that stuff. It was all encompassing. And I never went a day in my life thinking that my dad didn't love me or that my dad wasn't trying to do. He wasn't always in church my whole life. But even then, I knew that my dad was one that cared. So thank God for those too, those dads. I know we're going to probably end with this, but I will tell you one of my favorite stories that I've read here recently, and I've actually seen it 3 or 4 times since, and I believe it was maybe in 2024. It could have been at the very beginning of 2025. But this dad in Kentucky, his boy loves UK basketball. I believe it was UK basketball. It might have been an NBA game, but I believe it was UK. This guy in Kentucky worked 12-hour shift in the coal mines, and he came home, didn't clean up, didn't do anything. He was in his uniform. His whole face was black from coal dust, and he was sitting in the crowd, and they took a picture. I mean, he sat out like a sore thumb because he was dirty. He was all that stuff. But his boy wanted to do that so much that he came home, picked up his son, and went straight to the game. And he went in the game in his work uniform, dirty as dirty could be, and all that stuff. And there was some people that actually, like, I can't believe you came in like they were backlashing in the comments and stuff. And I was thinking, you know what? It wouldn't have been something that I would have taken my kids to or something of that nature. But the overall sentiment behind that is good for you.
Yeah.
You're being that dad, and that's something that boy will always remember, and that trains them for that next generation if the Lord tarries.
Well, for those of you who are wondering, or even, becoming a man, or, how does that happen? Well, look at the men around you, read your Bible. There's plenty of men with great examples in there.
Yep.
And thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See ya.